Morning, my loves. Happy Friday. It's very early this morning. Now it's getting lighter, and I thought I'd treat myself to the sunrise in the woods. And simultaneously, according to my Google search, the Lunar Eclipse, the one that we're being treated to. And of course it is a treat. Big juicy spiritual treat is actually occurring as I record this at kind of around 6:15 a.m. in the morning. So just been sat here tuning into the bird song, tuning into the energies, feeling the vibrations that have been coming through. I had particularly intense dreams last night. They were very lurid, very kind of in the pocket dreams, so to speak. I could have been there and going through scenarios, past things that have occurred, stuff that's coming up. What does a lunar eclipse indicate? What does it mean energetically on an energy level for you and I and for everybody else? Of course, there will be very accurate and in-depth observations of this energy. Wonderful souls like Pam Gregory and Lexi Wrights and Morgana Sophia, astrologer. They will be breaking it down in a way that we can understand and assimilate the information and use it. In many cases, a lot of us really feel that this period is for focus and step back. So when the lunar energies are eclipsed in the way they are, the way I perceive it is a complete shutdown of an old timeline and a re-emergence onto another one. Now, a lot's happened this week. It feels like it has been very intense to move through it, to maintain composure, to stay as focused and on the ball as possible when everything seems to be moving at a million miles an hour. And the message from Merlin with regards to the occurrences of the Matrix was just a booming, don't be distracted, don't get distracted. So I am feeling that this particular eclipse, this lunar eclipse, this full moon, this powerful full moon in Virgo, is focused upon allowing us to have a window of space to manifest what we want and need at a heart-centered level. There's plenty of opportunities to manifest incorrectly. Doing it for a long time, haven't we? Simply by the way that we've been taught to act and to think, and the way that we've been socially engineered within the Matrix. And in many cases we've taught ourselves otherwise. We're coming out of that. We're re-engineering ourselves to be aligned with our heart centers, to be vibrant, to be positive, to be fearless, to be focused, to be grounded, to be loving to others, and to loving to the creatures that we share this planet with, and to Gaia herself. There's a huge switch, a huge changing of energy occurring at the moment around the world, but Merlin's message was unequivocal. Don't allow yourself to get distracted. There's a story that came back to me. I can't remember the exact name of it. The Memoirs of Beloved Mary. It was gifted to me by my lovely friend Linda Hulley. Hi Linda, if you're watching. And it was describing how Mary, Mother of Jesus, was trained before she came down to this planet, in order to make sure that she was the right person for the job, to have the ability to hold that vessel and then have a physical incarnation under some of the most difficult circumstances that we could possibly imagine, even with the experiences that we're we're seeing and witnessing nowadays, Mary was tested. Okay, Mary was tested to the very, very limits of her capacity, her abilities. And her job, once she was down here, once she had become the vessel, the mother who gave birth to Jesus, to Yeshua, however we refer to him or know him, that beautiful ascended master who set so much of this golden era up for us 2,000 years ago. So much work has been done over the years that we haven't seen, or we haven't acknowledged, or we've only heard of because a story has been written about it, but so much has gone on. But in this particular circumstance, before Mary incarnated in physical as a mother, as the vessel that brought that soul through, she was tested to the limits of her abilities in order to be able to hold that vision, to hold that manifestation. So once she was down here in 3D on Earth 2,000 years ago, she would be able to continue her focus, continue that higher vision at all times, regardless of what was thrown at her. And I have got a very distinctive feeling that we are being tested in a similar way at the moment. So I checked in with the Intergalactic Council, I checked in with Merlin the other day and said, look, it's becoming very difficult for many of us to stay focused, to stay on our pathway, to ignore what's going on around us because it's on our doorstep, it's affecting us. And the message was just so clear and booming. It came via Claire Taylor. So don't get distracted. You're like, stay absolutely focused on what it is that you wish to see, what you wish to experience, your manifestation. Everything that's going on outside is an attempt to distract you. So when Mary went through her training prior to coming down to Earth, she was basically placed in a room for a considerable period of time. During that period of time, she was tested by ascended masters, by angels, by many other beings of light, and ultimately the final test came via a seraphim. So their job was to distract her, to basically get Mary to break her flow, to break her vision, to break her manifestation. And all of them tried repeatedly to get her to do so. She passed the test. So regardless of what they threw at her, whether they, under that kind of pressure for an extended period of time, you have the focus and the attention of some of the most powerful beings in the cosmos attempting you to break your stride, to get you to focus elsewhere, even for a brief period of time. And she did not falter. She did not miss a beat. She did not miss a step. And so upon that, they decreed that she was indeed the person for the job. And so she was, and she came down to this planet. And beloved Mary now serves as a representative for humanity, who almost a go-between between us and the Intergalactic Council. And for example, when things get too hard down here, or maybe we need a lessening of circumstances, which I think would certainly be the case at the moment, she will then approach the Intergalactic Council and petition on our behalf, and has done so on many occasions. So this, I feel, is where we are at the moment. We are being mass tested to see if we are fit to hold the vision. Only there's a lot more riding on it, because the vision that we are being asked to hold, this critical vision, is so important for the next phase of our journey, for our timeline. There's no other logical explanation as to why the Matrix would be going so fully into distraction mode, to raise fear, to cause division. More than anything else, what we're witnessing is an effort to create division amongst all of us. And it's at this time that we need to just simply ignore the callings, the requests for political allegiance, oh, this side good, that side bad, let's align our energies with this. It is all a distraction. Every single little bit of it that you are being presented with from the matrix is a distraction. Any inflamed personal circumstances that you may be experiencing at this time, things that are going on in your world, on your doorstep, try your absolute very, very mastered best to remain undistracted by it. Sometimes we are human at the end of the day. We are humans living in an unprecedented period of time that's never occurred before. The circumstances that we are experiencing right now on this transition from 3D to 5D, we've never experienced anything like it. You could not simulate what we're going through in any capacity in the higher realms. There's no training that we could have undergone that would have prepared us for exactly what we're going through now. You could only guess that we would go through the things that we've gone through at the level that we've gone through. The way that our bodies are holding the light, the things that are occurring within our nervous systems, it's almost like we're having to second guess what the outcomes of our actions will be. And this is why many of us who are receiving information from the cosmos only get what we receive on a need-to-know basis, because the next page of the book is empty until it's been written, until we've written it, until we've created the picture. So as we're going along, as we're creating this picture collectively, this is why it is so important to be as focused on the light, to focus on our heart centers, to focus on the goodness that is coming through as we possibly can be. And yes, the distractions, the beings, the Mr. Smiths, they're all popping up everywhere that we can see. And so many of us step back in this period of time. We step back and we move into our spaces, move into the 0 point of our heart, take a little break, take a holiday, take a walk in the woods, meditate, breathe, go do some yoga, go do some exercise, anything that you can to break that cycle of that inherent human ability to think negatively, to have your fear buttons pressed, to feel that sensation that you get within your stomach and your solar plexus when you feel that something is out of alignment. Move through this powerful, powerful March, this lunar eclipse, all of these occurrences of energy, just doing the very best that you can, staying as focused as you possibly can. It doesn't matter if it doesn't feel like it's working for you. A lot of these things that we're doing, it doesn't feel like it works at the time, but there is a collective result at the end of it, because if all of us are doing it, there is going to be a far greater effect, a far greater trigger within the stream of reality. It's a very important time at this moment. It's a very, very important time to be completely clear in what we wish to experience in the world. Clear as crystal. It's almost, when I say those words, I can hear the ting that you would get as you tap a spoon upon a crystal goblet, that resonance, that clarity. If you're feeling doubtful, if you're feeling burdened, bring the ray of grace through. Now, the ray of grace was an energy that we worked with a couple of meditation Mondays ago, bringing the ray of grace through you, through everything you are experiencing it. Grace it and move on. Allow the energies of grace to move through, because that particular frequency supersedes all of what we would call the normal laws of this world. Grace allows space for a miracle to occur, or miracles to occur, multiple miracles simultaneously. And it's so easy to look at the world in despair at this moment in time. The efforts for conflict, the political division, the deliberate destabilization of countries and situations and scenarios, all of it is being done to bring the frequency down. And at this point, we should be counteracting that by keeping our frequency as high and as clear and as pure as possible. A little bit like Custer's last stand energetically. All of the efforts, all of this uproar, furore, or whatever you want to call it within the matrix, there's only so much energy that can be added to that before we move to the other side of it. 2025 was touted to be a big year, and I don't think any of us had any idea of how huge this shift of energy was going to be when we stepped into it. Excuse me. So that, my lovelies, is where I feel that this lunar eclipse is taking us. It's taking us from one time stream, one picture of reality into another. So as we switch, as we move seamlessly, as we adapt our energy for yet another shift into a higher vibration, just allow yourself to relax and to flow and to be as guided by your own heart center and as undistracted as possible. It's another thing you might be noticing at the moment as we move through this period, as it is I can only assess this as a collective test. You might notice that your guides, your angels, your team of light, the beings that are usually surrounding you, cheerleading you on, they might have stepped back. Okay, there might be a little less contact with your team than usual. It's because everybody is observing what is going on this world. Everybody is kind of waiting for us to create the results so that we move forward to the next phase flawlessly, seamlessly and easily. It doesn't matter what the rest of the world is doing. We focus on the light within ourselves and bring that to shine as absolutely radiantly and as brightly as possible. Big test. It's what the other word that came to me a little while ago is pressure testing. So you're taking a submarine into the depths, visiting the Mariana Trench or somewhere exciting like that. You wouldn't go down there unless that submarine had been thoroughly tested. That diving bell could survive that pressure when it went down. And I hear you all, I hear the collective weight of fatigue in the field. Another test. Why? Because the energy is doing what it is doing at the moment, and the point in time is absolutely critical that we are moving through. So hang on in there if you feel like you're hanging on a little bit. If you're breezing through this, fantastic. Because there is such a split that I'm seeing in the experiences of the field. Some people are absolutely loving this energy, and if you are, don't feel guilty about it. Take that and roll with it. Allow yourself to just thrive within these frequencies and these vibrations. But many others are experiencing a wow. What is going on? Why am I feeling like I am? Why am I tired? Why am I feeling negative? Why am I feeling maybe so down about the way that the world is going? It's because the world, or the matrix, the old world, is trying to convince you that what you are doing means nothing, that it's hopeless, that the end result is preset, and it's not. We've moved into a state of golden consciousness now where the energy that you focus upon will respond to you very quickly. And what we need to do, I feel, more than anything else, is cultivate that ability to switch that on whenever we've been pulled in the wrong direction. So on this beautiful morning, I bid you all a gorgeous weekend, wherever you are in the world. As you can probably see, it's gone back to being a little bit chilly in the UK. And the other change that you might be noticing is that this video is now exclusively on YouTube. So I'll be sharing the link to Facebook. But if you could be so kind as to like, subscribe, press the little jingly bell, and all of that shabazz. And I will see some of you lovely souls in Bewley this weekend, and if not, I'll be back for Meditation Monday. Love you all. Bye for now.